11 is written as a duet. So now I'm going to play the top part, and I'll count you in for the bottom part in case you want to play along with me on the bottom part, and then I'll record the bottom part so you could play the top part if you want. So here we go. I'll count you in. 2, 3, 4, and you. What I like to do with number 11 is assign my students the top part, but on the day that I assign that top part, also have them sight read the bottom part, so that they will have played both parts. Of course, when they sight read the bottom part, I play the top part along with them. And also, when I have them sight read the bottom part, I always ask them, what do you think is Altès's goal here? What is he trying to get us to do as flute players with this etude? Once in a while, a student guesses and gets it right, and I'm very proud of them. But if you take a close look at the first page and you really think it through, I think you'll figure it out. So if you and I have never had this conversation in person, at some point here, you should stop the video and try to guess what it is that Altès is after. I'll give you some hints. So you can stick around for some hints if you want, or you can pause the video now. But hints are, it's published as a duet, the key signature is horrible, the dynamics are pretty extreme. There are a lot of bad notes on the flute that are emphasized a lot, like D flats and high G flats. We have a lot of tapering, high D flats and G flats. Often, the bottom part and the top part have different dynamics, and often those dynamics go against what the flute really wants to do. For instance, the second to bottom line after the fermata on the second flute part, E flat, the first flute is playing forte, but in the low register, while the second flute is playing pianissimo in the high register. So what kinds of issues does this cause? Very slow tempo. Sometimes one person is holding a long sustained note while the other person is moving against that note. Okay, enough hints. So if you want to still think about it, you can pause right now, consider all my hints, and see if you can come up with the answer. If we're done pausing, the answer is intonation. I'm sure, I have no doubt, as though Altès came to me and told me himself that he's after intonation here. There are a lot of challenges in both the bottom and top parts to play really well in tune. So, although I recorded both parts because right now I can't play the duet with my students, it really is important at some point get together with a friend or a teacher or a colleague and play this duet, because when you're playing and your sounds are combining, you can hear overtones, you can hear things that tell you whether or not you're playing really exactly in tune that you just can't tell by playing the duet with me over YouTube. Although playing over YouTube with me is a better thing to do than just never ever playing a duet, which is how life is right now otherwise. Play the duet with me, but then find somebody sooner or later that you can work on the intonation and make sure that you're just locking in exactly and getting all of the intervals right in tune. That's the challenge for this etude.